What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches, back with another video, and today we're going to talk about how to use glitter acrylics. A lot of people have a lot of questions about, do you use raw glitter and then encapsulate it? Do you use glitter acrylic and encapsulate it? A lot of people think it's really hard to get this type of just really bold look with glitter. This is a custom made glitter that I made by myself. I did all of it by myself, and I'm going to show you guys how to properly use glitter acrylic. Before we get into it, make sure you guys check the description for coupon codes, my Amazon storefront link. Follow me on social media. Don't forget to subscribe and turn your notifications on. It's officially March, which means it's my birthday month, so I got some good content coming, okay? So first things first, like I said, this is a custom made glitter acrylic. You can see I was testing it on the paper towel because I made this so long ago. I want to make sure it has the right amount of clear in it. If your glitter acrylic does not have enough clear in it, like if you made it yourself, you will notice that the beads are not going to form and the acrylic is going to appear very sandy. Like, there is a balance between how much glitter you need per how much acrylic you need if you are making it yourself. And honestly, a lot of these glitters I made myself during 2020. It was the first time me making those glitters, and when I actually went to use them, when I was able to actually like go back to doing nails because of COVID, I realized the ratio was off. So I have fixed them since. Okay, so let me show you what it should look like when you do a bead of glitter acrylic. This is a very fine acrylic. The pieces are very like fine to like medium fine. There's no chunkiness, but you can see how this made an actual bead, and when I lay it down, right, it's an actual bead. If you did not have enough clear acrylic or whatever, it would pretty much fall apart and would be extremely sandy. Like I said, it would look like it as well, but this looks like a normal bead, right? So I'm going to let you guys know something. I do not encapsulate any of my glitter for the most part when I'm doing solid sets. The thing is, you can build nails with glitter acrylic. If you are using a clear, like if you're making it, if you're using a clear that is strong enough, or you're using enough clear, you're going to be fine because the strength comes from the clear, right? If you are using a brand that you are not sure about, then I would say maybe go ahead and encapsulate it. But as long as you are having a nice strong clear mixed in with the glitter, it's fine. Not polished, these glitters stand up perfectly fine as well. And especially if they're fine glitter acrylics, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just working as normal. Okay, now the thing about why you don't need to encapsulate when you're doing plain color sets for the most part is, once again, we have the strength from the clear. Okay, now when do you encapsulate? I typically will do a slight encapsulation when the glitter is extremely chunky and I don't want all of it to be, you know, filed off. I will place different chunks, like chunky sequins in different areas, and be strategic about that. And even this one, it has like the fine medium glitters amongst the super duper fine. I can go ahead and dip into the powder and choose which glitters I want, like if I want certain areas to have certain thickness or not, like, you know what I'm saying? And you can also do the same for the cuticle area, because as you can see, the cuticle area is still flush. Okay, now when you are using chunky glitter acrylic, like I said, you will need to go in, like do your first bead like this, right? All right, we're gonna get a nice bead, and you don't have to try and do everything all in one bead because the glitter can get messy in a way. So we're gonna lay our bead down just like this, if this was like a super chunky, and we're gonna make sure we, you know, blend it up, because you do not want any large chunks just chilling. Okay, it's gonna make it harder to do the cuticle bead. And we're gonna basically bring it down as normal. Now with the chunky glitters, those are gonna have a slight encapsulation. So once you build your nail, right, you are going to grab a little bit of clear, and don't use the clear for strength. I just use the clear, like, you know, a watery level, just to make sure that we won't file out any of those glitters, right? And if you do file off some glitters, you know what I say? Oh well, like, it is what it is. It's fine. So as I'm doing this, right, I'm thinking like, make sure everything is smooth, right? So now I'm gonna do the next bead, which is gonna be in the cuticle area, and we're gonna talk about how to work with that. So because this is fine glitter, it's gonna be really easy to get into the cuticle areas, right? If it was not, we would still do the same method, but you can see I'm not pushing the whole bead like into the cuticle area, kind of. I'm just pushing a little bit, and then the rest of it is kind of falling in place, because you don't want to have to deal with getting really chunky glitters close to the cuticle area. So I suggest doing it like a little tiny bead and only pushing some in the cuticle area, because it's best for the fine glitters to go in that part. So leave the chunky glitters elsewhere, spread them elsewhere, and leave this part for the fine glitters. Now, this is fine glitter, like I said, and it pretty much encapsulates itself. And that's why I don't need to encapsulate. If you can pretty much look at her thumb right there, you can see like it doesn't look really raw because I use enough clear that as I make the bead and I'm moving stuff around, you'll see, watch. It pretty much encapsulates itself in a way. And you can like tap into the clearness in the background to actually encapsulate any of the chunkiness, okay? So if it's too chunky, I would say use clear, but if it's not super duper chunky, just grab small beads and go over the chunky bits and it will pretty much encapsulate it. And because the fine glitters are not really going to get filed off, okay? So now that I'm doing this, right, I'm thinking like, okay, making sure the shape is right. You really want to make sure that your application is on point, because if little tiny bits of glitter get stuck anywhere it should not be, it is going to hinder you. I will say that, okay? Because it can distort the shape. And you have to be careful for chunky glitters that are like, let's say on the edges and stuff, because if it's like a glitter that underneath it is like there's not much clear or anything, when you file, if that files off, it will leave you with like a dip or a chunk in the nail. So you just really want to be careful with how you are placing your glitters when you are going in hand picking them, kind of to like place in different places on the nail. Now I will say this, way back when I first started, I used to encapsulate all my glitters until I realized it doesn't have to be that way. The only reason I felt like I was encapsulating is because I felt like the glitter wouldn't last. And honestly, I was not using quality acrylics to where I could actually even build up a nail with the acrylic itself. Okay, so this is why the quality of the acrylic does matter, because as you can see, I'm able to build up a nail out of this glitter acrylic because look how nicely the clear is with this glitter. All right, now keep in mind, if you're gonna go ahead and mix your own acrylics and stuff like that, you need to make sure that the glitters that you are buying are safe for cosmetic use, because I've definitely bought glitters from Michaels not realizing it was embossing glitters that you use for paper and printing and stuff. It's not gonna work, okay? You will have a reaction. So you really need to make sure you are kind of reading thoroughly when it comes to what are you buying. And I highly suggest not letting your clients bring you in like, oh, I mixed this glitter, because I've had clients ask before. I'm gonna be honest, I did not use any color in this background. This is pure glitter. I just know how to use I know the ratio of glitter that I need to actually tint the background of clear, and so it doesn't just look like this is clear with some glitters in it. Okay, like, you understand what I'm saying? So when I have clients that like, oh, I made this, but I'm like, yeah, but did you just make a glitter mix, or did you mix it with acrylic, or what? Because once you bring me that glitter mix, and it's not going to look like what they thought it looks like with this. So basically you got to watch out for that, okay? Because clients definitely will ask like, oh, can you do this, can you do that? I really don't like it when clients try and bring me stuff, because they really don't know, like they just see someone else doing something, or they just see it online, but they don't understand like what it means for something to be cosmetic safe. They don't understand like the specs behind things. So they don't understand like, okay, what would be a fine glitter or a bigger glitter? They don't understand how things are gonna lay on the nail. And that's not no shade to no clients. It's just, this is not their job. They just see, ooh, I like that, let me get it, you know? But this is actually science, okay? So just be careful with the glitters that you're buying, and especially with the companies that you're buying, because you want to have that quality makeup of the product itself. You see what I'm saying? So as you can see, it's pretty much nothing to it. Again, if this had like a lot of chunky glitters, I would just use the fine glitters in the cuticle area, and then I would grab chunks to fill in any gaps. Basically, after I laid down my first bead, I'll just keep going as normal, and anywhere that looks like it's too exposed, I would just take a little bit of the background of the glitter and just cap it over, if that makes sense. So realistically, I don't even fully cap anything. But you can absolutely cap all these in clear, but that's like doing 2 full sets. So the less that you have to cap, the better. I know a lot of people are scared. There's still a lot of people capping plain colors, which you don't have to, you guys. Once you understand that quality makes a difference in your products, you will, number one, save money. because it takes up a lot of product, not only to use acrylic over here for the color or the glitter, but also tap into your clear, your regular clear, just to cap that. You know, then it's going to take more time to file and shape and things, because that's multiple layers of acrylic. And honestly, just save yourself the time. I know this is something that people go back and forth about. Some people say you need to encapsulate colors and glitters because, like, oh, it will break. But I'm telling you right now, if you know how to make a structure of a nail, it's not going to break. Okay, I promise. But that just comes with practice. So if your nails are constantly breaking a lot when you're doing things that are not encapsulated, that means you need to work on how to get the strength of your enhancements up. Like, you need to practice that portion, because it does happen and it does take a while before you realize, like, ding ding ding, this is the actual structure of the nail, this is the type of apex I need, these are the type of products I like. It's a lot that goes into it. Okay, so as you can see, they're not super thick or anything like that. They're shaped pretty nicely already. Like, when I go in and shape, it's not going to be a lot of work to do. That's why I didn't show the shaping, because I kind of felt like it was pointless when they are already, like, the application was already pretty good. So, excuse me. Yeah, I know this video seems, I don't know if you guys are going to think this video is whack or what, but there are a lot of people that ask me about, when do I encapsulate? When don't I encapsulate? So, because I was doing a full glitter set the other week, I really thought this was a great opportunity to kind of tap into that conversation. Let me know, do you guys like to cap all your stuff in clear? Are you comfortable building stuff, like, without clear? Because me personally, honestly, if it's not an ombre, or if it's not, you know, sequins, like an encapsulated design, a marble or something, I'm not capping. Like, I just don't find it necessary. But yeah, I would definitely say, oh, also, if you're using an oval brush, keep in mind this might be a little more difficult for you in a way, just because of the shape. And I did go over, you know, brush size and shapes in a previous video, but it just picking up the glitters and being able to select them, like what you need, multiple at a time. I think just because the brush is shaped a little differently and how it holds the beads, you might have to use a little bit of a different technique, because again, I do have a big brush and it is pinched, it's flared. But I think I'm gonna, maybe not this video, but the next video, I think I'm gonna start leaving down, like, hey, what type of brush do I use? Well, which there's no name, but you know, certain information that I get asked a lot across different videos, I'm probably gonna start putting it in the description, because if, like, it's just a lot. Okay. So here we go. I decided to throw this clip in of me going ahead and doing the clear coat, because I thought it was, like, so cute. I was like, dang, as soon as I put this glitter on, I was like, it was cute shape. But y'all, let me tell you, I don't get to use this glitter too often. People don't really get full glitter sets no more. That's kind of like a pre-COVID thing. I used to get glitter sets, woo, like nobody's business. That's all I would get. Love it glitter, love full glitter sets. So hopefully this can help somebody who is kind of struggling and debating, should they use clear with glitter, should they not? I know it's really not a big deal, but honestly, some people are really stressed over it, and it actually makes or breaks somebody's set, you know. But anyways, look, turn your notifications on, because I got a crazy video coming for y'all tomorrow. Listen, a client came in with some interesting enhancements that I had to remove and see what I could do. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is once again the final result. All right, and as usual, I will see you guys in the next one.